Hello guys, welcome to a new video here in JS Education. My name is Carlos Santana and this is the video number 26 for the course Developing a Headless CMS with TypeScript and GraphQL. Let's start. Okay, so the first thing we need to do on this video is you need to go to backend source GraphQL resolvers value, and we need to import op from Sequelize, which basically is going to help us to execute or perform an OR operation on Sequelize. Also, you will need the iValue input interface here, and we need to create a new mutation that is going to be called find unique values. Basically, this is going to receive an input that is an array of values, like values can be the title, the slug, the content, etc. And we are going to look on the values, all of them, when you put this where and then on brackets op.or means that for each element on the array is going to perform an OR statement on the SQL string. So in that way we can find data to verify that if we already have that value in the database or not. So that's why we are calling this find unique values. Okay, after that you need to go to types and then value.graphql, and we need to declare our mutation here, and you need also to add the value input. Now let's go to the front end and then app dashboard, components, content, create index. And in here, we are going to clean up a little bit some stuff that for the last video were pending. So for example, this upload file, we don't need it right now. So I'm going to remove that. Also this config, we don't need it for now. And then on our mutations, we need to import this mutation find unique values. We will create that later. Also in here we need to get our unique values, and we get them by filtering which is unique and is not system. Remember that when we create a new field, there is a Boolean option to choose if that value is unique or not. So that's how we get it. Okay, and then you need to declare your mutation function here, find unique values mutation. On the handle submit, also this is file. For now, we can remove this part. Later, we are going to reintegrate the files thing, but for now, to avoid confusion, let's remove that part. Okay, here, after the, before we wait for the insertion of the entry, we need to run. We are going to get from our unique values, we are going to perform a map, and we are going to get on unique values. From unique fields, which we detect them here. Here we have the fields, right? But then now we need to get the unique values. So that means that for all the unique fields, we are going to retrieve each value using the field.identifier. And we are going to save an array of objects with this value option for that one. Then you need to execute the find unique values mutation, and we pass the array of values to the input. Basically, you need to do inside this wait for, we are going to do a validation, and then you need to include this condition asking like if the find values length is higher than 0, that means this entry already exists. And then we set the alert type as danger. We show the alert, and after 2 seconds, we are going to hide the alert again. Do you remember that the last video I had some problem, like I was showing the alert but not like hiding? So this was the problem. Like we need to set this to set the show alert on false. And then on the else, we need to put all this code inside the else block. Okay, let me check if I need to do something else. Yeah, so here, after we create the values correctly, in here I also had missing this part to fix the alert animation. Now if we go to content index, we are going to import a pagination from fogg-ui, pagination component. Also, you need to import content link from the links. Then a page not found component. And here, we need to retrieve the page from the router. By default, the page is going to be number 1. So we can, like, if we don't have any page specifically in the URL, by default we choose 1. And then in here, if the page doesn't exist, for example, if we just have like 12 or probably 15 entries, so that means we will have 2 pages. But someone tried to access to the 3rd page that doesn't exist, then we are going to display a page not found. And basically the way we are handling the rows or the pages is here. Before was showing just the first row of elements in the table. So now we are going to control that with the page. So for example, if the page is number 1, it's going to be 1 minus 1 is 0, so it's the first page. If page is 2, it's 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's going to take the position 1, etc. Then after the table, we need to put the pagination component. In here, we pass the page, the total, href, as, and then link. And if you observe here, I'm passing the link, but also I'm adding this query, which is page equals, and then internally the component is going to add the number like page 1 or page 2, etc. And it's going to render also the numbers of the pages. Okay, the last thing we need to do is going to GraphQL values, and you need to create the mutation find unique values.mutation.ts, and it's this one. Basically we just execute find unique values with the array of values value input, and then we return the ID, the entry, and the value. Okay, so let's run our application. Let me clean up the backend or the database, so we can start fresh because I was doing some testing before. Oops. True, and then false. Okay, so let's go to dashboard. Okay, let's create our blog application. And then let's create the post. And here I'm going to add a title, but here besides that this field is required, I'm going to set this as unique. So that means I don't want a title to be repeated. Also, the slug of the post should be unique, right? And then we can add the content. This is just required, like a content cannot be unique. Like it's because it's HTML code, so it's not normal. The author, I mean, doesn't need to be unique, so we just create that. Okay, so we go to the content editing, we create a new entry saying post 1, and then some content here, and then the author Carlos Santana. I'm going to save this part. So now the alert is showing and hiding. I fixed that part. So now if I try to save again the same post, now I should get this entry already exists. So that is because like if we go back here, the post already exists. So we should validate, or we are validating the unique values. In this case, the post 1 and the slug. So if you want to see the query, how it's been returning those values, we can go again, and then we go post 1, some content, some author, and then in here we saved. So then this is the mutation, find unique values. The variables we are sending, I'm not sure if you can see this part. Let's see if I can do bigger. We are sending the values post 1 for the title and post -1 for the slug. And this is going to return the entries on the values. So basically it's saying that, okay, so the value post 1 already exists, and also the slug with this value already exists. So that's how we detect that part. So then you need to change the values, and happens the same if you want to publish or save. It's exactly the same problem. Like you need to validate for that. So we can add a bunch of posts just to test the pagination as well. In the next video, probably I will add a model that when you save or you publish something, is going to bring a model that we will ask you, like, do you want to continue editing this post, or do you want to create a new entry, or do you want to go to the list? Because if you see here in the URL, we are on create, but after the model we create, like if we want to edit, then we are going to go to the link edit/model post, and here is going to be the ID of the post. So that's how we are going to edit our model. Okay, so let's save 2 more. And now we can test our pagination. Okay, so if we go back here, now we see that we have like a lot of posts. They are ordered by created at. And then here we have the pagination. So if we go to page 2, then we are going to see the oldest post. If you see here, it says 11 entries found. So that's the total of the rows that we have. And we can control this pagination. In the URL, you can see here we have page 2. So if we go to page 3, that doesn't exist, then we get a page not found component. So that's it for this video. I don't want to make it any longer. Remember that if you have any question, feel free to join our Slack community. The link is on the description. And if you like those videos, please help me to show these videos or share those videos to your friends, and also subscribe to this new channel. So that's it. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next video. Bye.